Hello, race fans, and welcome back to the More Freedom series. Today we have traveled to the Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Charlotte 80. This is going to be race number 2 in the More Freedom series, season 5, and the year's just starting, but let's go through your points. Your points leader, again, is the 00 of Mudbone. Second's going to be the 38 of Baseman. Third will be the 34 of Super Snake. Fourth will be the 29 of Wishbone Attack. Fifth will be the 51 of AJM. Sixth will be the 203 of Signs. Seventh will be the 710 of Roddy. I believe that's his number. He's new to the series this year. Eighth will be it's the 47 of Dash. And also tied for 8th will be the 13 of King of the Aces. And rounding out the top 10 will be the 777 of Seabass. Still learning numbers and car drivers and everything. Let's go through your top 5 in the team and chassis standings. Leading the way is Amish Buggy Racing. Second's going to be MBR. Third will be Groovy Green Racing. Fourth will be Douche Motorsports. Fifth will be Scorer Racing. Chassis standings look like this: Dodge, Chevy, and Toyota. No Ford this season. So that's a look at all things points for this Charlotte 80 here at the Charlotte Motor Speedway. They're getting these cars dialed in, and I think it's about time. So let's go racing. As I get these cars fired up, let's go through your starting top 10. Starting on the pole will be the 300 of Resemble, and on his outside, the 8 of Moon Bunny. Starting third will be the 51 of AJM, and on his outside, the 95 of Zed Brunna. Starting fifth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You, and on his outside, the 42 of Mel Say What. Starting seventh will be the 07 of Douche Baggins, and on his outside, the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. Starting ninth will be the 777 of Seabass, and rounding out your top 10, the 14 of Liz Has Nothing. So that's a look at your starting top 10 today for the Charlotte 80. Resemble's first pole of the year. Second race, first pole. I believe Seabass possibly had the pole in race 1. But anyway, Resemble's going to be leading us down to take the green flag here today at Charlotte. It's a good-looking day for racing here. It's going to be a high-speed affair down these straightaways. So we're going to see how they handle the high banks here at Charlotte. Moon Bunny's lined up on the outside in that pink car. Actually, it says pink on it, and it is pink. They got that car repaired from last week at Daytona, and she's going to be she put it on the outside pole as Resemble leads us down to take the green flag. We're in the start zone, and we are underway. So down into turn 1 they go with Resemble to the point right now. The 51 of AJM jumping down to the inside of the 8 of Moon Bunny. Moon Bunny pushed up high. We're going to see what happens as they go through 3 and 4. The outside of... Ooh, we got some 3-wide action right now between the 07 of DB. We got Fuller, DB, and Zed 3-wide right now. Moon Bunny able to come off of turn 4 and slip into the second position. Her actual starting position. Let's bring up your timing and scoring. As always, top 10 will be on your left. Favorite driver scrolling across the top as the 23 of Fuller Than You has tried to get down to the inside of his car owner and teammate, the 95 of Zed Brunny. He's getting pushed along, like almost literally pushed along by the 42 of Mel. Mel is losing some ground there as, again, I was trying to say, the high line out of 4 will be the preferred line. The low line through 1 and 2 is the better line there. So those drivers that are trying to make those passes need to do so in turn 1 and 2, because 3 and 4, as Ice Cream tries to make it 3 wide with the 07 and the 42. She's really wanting to get to the front of this race as she now to the inside of the 42 of Mel Say What. Being helped along by that 33 of Harvey Jones. Your leader on the track still that 300 of Resemble. As we do see the 95 of Zed Brunna trying to get down to the inside of that 51 again. That preferred line right there at the middle of that middle line off of turn 4 is the preferred line. It's allowing these drivers to get closer to the wall, get a good run, as the 23 of Fuller Than You saying hello and making it 3 wide and helping his teammate, the 95 of Zed Brunna here. So Fuller helps the 95 of Zed Brunna by getting down to the bottom, forcing the 51 of AJM up high and allowing Zed to make that pass. So good strat by the 23 of Fuller Than You. He is going to drop down to the inside of the 51 here, as we're going to see if AJM can hold it off of turn 2 down the backstretch here. Battle down the backstretch again. So I'd say that middle line all the way around this track, if they can hold it, will be the preferred line, as DB up high on the 42 of Mel Say What. Following Mel is the 777 of Seabass. Seabass, I'm trying to see what he's wanting to do here. He ducks in behind. He is going to try to get down to the inside here. So on the point still is that 300 of Resemble. So Resemble still leads the way here with the 8 of Moon Bunny and the Pink Panther, the 95 of Zed Brunna, right behind him. So the Pink Crew, I guess, I don't know. They're into turn 1, as it looks like the 23 is again trying to get around that 51 of AJM. AJM holding his own on the top line through 1 and 2. So I think Fuller is definitely... Oh, we got 3 wide battle almost. DB woes up a little bit for the 42 of Mel Say What. So DB had to get on the binders, I think, going into 3 and 4, and actually slowed them all up, as we got a battle in the track for the second position with the 95 of Zed Brunna and the 8 of Moon Bunny. Moon Bunny with a great run down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Here on lap number 8. Actually, we're on lap number 9. Sorry about that. Yeah, lap number 9. Leading the way the whole time is that 300 of Resemble. So Moon Bunny staying in that middle line through 1 and 2. She's going to get a good run off the turn, but I think that little bit of draft help by the 51 of AJM may have helped the 95 of Zed Brunna. AJM's going to stay high through 3 and 4. He's going to slide down right in front of that 23 of Fuller Than You. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to the outside of the 95 of Zed Brunna. So Zed and AJM is to the high line here through 1 and 2. Actually making it almost 3 wide is that 23 of Fuller Than You. We actually do have 3 wide right now between the 23, the 07, and the 51. The 777 of Seabass way up towards the outside wall right there, almost bounced off of it. So the 23 and the 51 battling on the track right now for the 4th position. Again, the 300 of Resemble still your leader here, as AJM to the outside right now of the 23 of Fuller Than You. That help by the 777 of Seabass is allowing Fuller to stay in the mix here. DB trying to work to the outside of that 777 of Seabass. So I think DB's going to get to the outside of Seabass along with the 23. He's going to try to get to the outside of the 23 of Fuller Than You as we come down this front stretch. DB slides high. He looks like he lost a little bit of grip there, way to the outside right there. Getting to the end of the run, I think. I'm not sure yet. It might be like 15 laps. I'm not entirely sure. We'll see what these cars have this season. It's about 10 laps at Daytona. And it's either 15 or 20 laps here, but again, your leader on the track, still that 300 of Resemble right now over the 8 of Moon Bunny and the 95 of Zed Brunna. Kind of calmed down just for the moment right now, as we do see the 88 of NM working back there on the 329 of Heck of a Doober, as the 777 of Seabass was sinking thinking about trying to get to the back end of the 07 of DB right there. So DB holding his own right now. He is he's currently in the 7th position, exactly where he's in 6th position right now. So he has moved up 1 spot. Let's go through your current top 10. Again, your leader on the track is that 300 of Resemble. Second's going to be the 8 of Moonbunny. Third will be the 95 of Zed Brunna. Fourth will be the 51 of AJM. Fifth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Sixth will be the 07 of DB. Seventh will be the 777 of Seabass. Eighth will be the 42 of Mel. Ninth will be the 356 of Ice Cream Some Days. And making his way into the top 10 is going to be the 33 of Harvey Jones. Harvey having started in the 12th position here today, as we have a 3-wide battle on the track between what was the 23 of Fuller Than You. Now it's the 07, the 777, and the 42. So Seabass, I think it was, I'm looking at the timing and scoring. So Seabass works to the middle. I think with that, again, that helped by the 42 of Mel Say What and the 3-wide battle. That's going to allow him to make that pass on the 07 of Douche Baggins. As we do see the 51 of AJM, or actually just, I think it's the 95 of Zed Brunna, maybe losing a little bit of time here. I'm checking in on his yeah, he was a little bit slower that lap by about 0.3 than the 2 front runners. So Moonbunny and Resemble kind of about run in the same amount, the same lap times. I think Moonbunny has picked it up by about 1/10 right there. Or actually, yeah, just not even 1/10, but about 1 mile an hour. As we do see the 23 of Fuller Than You trying his darndest to get back in front of that 51 of AJM right now. This has been the battle the whole day between the 23 and the 51. That's allowing that 777 to Seabass. You see him working there on the outside right now. I think he had a little wheel slip between 3 and in the middle of 3 and 4. Had to make it up. He's got a good run going into 1 and 2. We're going to see if Fuller stays middle high here, and if he can get that run off the turn. He is able to get that run off the turn, as the 95 of Zed Brunna has now picked it up and actually was 2 miles an hour faster that last lap over the 95. Oh, Zed is into the pits right now, so we're going to watch the 95 of Zed Brunna. First taker for pit road here. Making his way down to his pit stall for Aces to Zed Motorsports is the 95 of Zed Brunna. We'll check and see who else comes in. Looks like the 42 of Mel Say What. It may have been her pit crew that I saw there. I'm not sure. No, that's hers right there. There we are, the Pilot Flying J Toyota for Aces to Zed Motorsports. Your driver, the 95 of Zed Brunna. Right side tires going on, fuel going in that Toyota. That's going to be a 4-tire stop for the 95 of Zed Brunna. We're going to see who else has been a taker for pit road here. And I keep catching up. We got the 11 of TC Roberts. The 203 of Signs is... Looks like we have a caution, folks. This could be detrimental for a bunch of folks here, as pretty much the rest of the field has come in. It looks like it's going to involve that 420 of Queen of Hearts. The 77 to 38 is involved. Looks like the 23, actually the 8 of Moonbunny, looks like she's going to be your leader. So again, shenanigans happening here. Lots of shenanigans happening here, as we're seeing that beautiful orange and black Dodge Challenger pace car going around, and it looks like we've already got a few people that are out of this race, and we might find the front runners have an issue here going into the final part of this race. Having led 19 laps, Resemble is not a lap down, but we might be seeing a bunch of other folks become a lap down as a result of this accident. But let's go through and see what brought out this caution. Well, this caution is going to be brought out by contact between the 544 Frederick Winklebaum and the 660 of Garrett Miller. So again, that caution was brought out by a contact between the 660 of, actually it was the 544 of Frederick Winklevoss got into the back bumper of the 660 of Garrett Miller. So that's what brought out that caution. As a result of that caution, those out of the race are the 38 of Baseman, the 77 of Zip Zoop, the 47 of Dash, and the 20 of Adam B 5000. We did see the 38 of Baseman get into the end of pit road wall. Let's go through your current top 10. Your leader is that 8 of Moon Bunny. Second's going to be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Third will be the 88 of NM. Fourth will be the 710 of Roddy. Fifth will be the 51 of AJM. Sixth will be the 33 of Keeping It Twisted. Seventh will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Eighth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Ninth will be the 203 of Signs. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 13 of King of the Aces. So Moon Bunny leads us down to take the green flag. We're back underway here at Charlotte. So big changes to the top 10, as you heard. A lot of those that were, I mean, basically everybody is pretty much a lap down right now as a result of that caution that were at the front of this field, with the exception of the 8 and the 23. And the 51, who apparently got beat off of pit road by the 710 and the 88. So Moon Bunny's your leader now here after that caution-filled accident. Accident-filled. Anyway, there was an accident during the pit stops in which there was crashing, which resulted in a significant portion of the field being a lap down as they were in the pits when the caution came out. And Fuller, who has not, so Moon Bunny was able to put all those people a lap down. So your front runners, the 300, the 7, the 14, the 42, the 95, all those folks, all a lap down as a result of that caution. And currently 2 laps down is that 34 of Super Snake. So yeah, bad break for those that were trying, they were trying to win this race, and now they've been dealt a bad hand as a result of that caution. I mean, really that falls onto the 544 Frederick Winklevoss as the reason that they're going to be waiting with dirty road signs after the race to take care of Frederick after that. But yeah, having led 19 laps is that 300 of Resemble. So just as a note, Moon Bunny will have led at halfway. 40 laps. Sorry, I was thinking it was 20 laps. It's actually 40 laps. So, I mean, we have time here, but it's going to be a long road to hoe for these drivers to get their lap back, as we do see the 88 or the 51 of AJM battling right now with the 333 of the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So again, rookie, we didn't talk much about Twisted last week as she went out very early in the race at Daytona, but currently, I mean, very beneficial to her. She's a new driver for Douche Motorsports right there in front of the 710 of Roddy, rookie for Scorer Racing. And so Twisted was able to, as a result of that caution, I mean, she started way back in 36th, and that caution really did help her out a whole bunch. And she is now up into the 5th position, trying to battle with that 51 of AJM and his teammate and car owner, the 88 of NM, also his father. So father-son battling on the track right now between the 88 and the 51. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't have any more issues on pit road. So we went about 20 laps on a fuel load, I think. Moon Bunny might have been 2 laps farther, so 21 laps for Moon Bunny, as we do see the 51 of AJM trying to work down to the inside of that 88 of NM. Looks like Twisted is getting a little bit impatient right there. I thought she was looking to make it 3 wide. She is going to work to the outside of the 51, I think. Now she's going to jump down in front of that 710 of Roddy, as we see the 799 of Mike Check into the mix here. So Mike Check having started 37th into the top 10. So very beneficial for some of these drivers that were way outside the top 10 have now worked themselves in. Again, 710 Arati started 20th, and that caution really helped him, as well as the 666 of Pistol Pete, who I'm looking at the timing and like the original starting lineup, he was 21st. Again, battle on the track for the top position between the 8 of Moon Bunny, who has led since Resemble went into the pits, so she's led the last 14 laps. So I think she probably has about, I'm going to guess, what do we have, like 3 laps of caution, 4 laps of caution, and probably has like, I don't know how many laps. She's got more. She's got more laps. She's got more laps to go before she pits. That's all I know. So it'd be interesting to find out what Resemble and DB and Duber and all those that were at the front of this field will do for their pits. And hopefully, they're actually praying that the same kind of deal happens, where as we got a too wide right here between a couple Amish buggy no, that's not Amish buggy. We got Amish buggy on the outside, and we have down to the inside the Drop Bear Racing Team in the form of Mike Check. Here comes the 13 at King of the Aces, who is in the top 10. The 203 of Signs. Signs, who started 38th on the day, has worked himself up to the 10th position. And Veteran Chaos, last person on the lead lap, currently in 11th. He's in a battle with the 07 at Douche Baggins, but DB, again, 1 lap down as a result of that caution. And not that he was involved, but he was sort of, because he was in the pits. So really the only people on the lead lap are from, we got the 40 of Veteran Chaos, but then the 203 of Signs all the way up to the front. Those are the only folks left on the lead lap here. As we do see the 666 trying to work underneath the 710. No help from the 799 of Mike Check. Mike's actually going to jump up high and work to the outside, I think, on the 666, as we see the 333 of Keeping It Twisted working down to the inside of the 51 of AJM. So we're going to see if AJM gets that run off of turn 4, turn 2. He does. He's able to keep his position in front of Twisted, as I think she's trying to work down to the inside here in 3 and 4. Not going to make that run, but we're going to see the 34 of Super Snake, who apparently is going to be a rolling roadblock here. He's going to go another lap down to your leaders, the 8 and the 23. So we're going to follow this 34 of Super Snake as we head down the backstretch. We're going to see how it affects the rest of this field, as the 88 of NM is going to catch up to him fairly soon, I would guess. As we might have about, I was going to say, I thought Fuller was going to jump out right there. So NM down to the inside of the 34 of Super Snake. He's going to keep it high. And he's going to race NM off the turn here. Amish Buggy Racing giving these leaders a little bit of jab right there with the elbow, I think. And he's giving everybody room. I'm just kidding. He's giving everybody room. They're all getting around him. Roddy's working around right now. The 666 of Pistol Pete's going to follow in suit. So everybody's getting around this 34 of Super Snake again, as he is a few laps down here. The 203 of Signs might lose 2 positions here. He's going to lose 1 to the 13 for sure. As the 300 of Resemble making his way in there. We'll catch up to your leaders. Looks like Twisted is into the pits right now, so pit stops are back underway here. They're back underway here at Charlotte. Looks like the 95 of Zed Brunna was the first taker for pit road. He's going to go another lap down, I do believe. So we see people exiting the pits right now as Moon Bunny's putting some more laps underneath her. So that was the 420 of Queen of Hearts. Moon Bunny is in. We'll see if anybody stays out. I think everybody else is coming in right now. So You know, first, kind of like a high-speed pit of the year this last time around. You know, at Daytona, they were able to get a little bit of time to slow down. But here at Charlotte, it was just like, oh, you're into the pits. You're into the pits, you know what I mean? So, mistakes were made. That's all I can say. Mistakes were made. Moon Bunny's going right side tires here for G3 Motorsports. Right side tires on that 51. Left side tires going on to both the 23 and the 8. The fuel going in. Moon Bunny is down and away. A great pit stop by the 88 of NM is going to put him out possibly into the second position. And no, he's going to give way to the 23 of Fuller Than You, so he didn't slide up onto the track right there. As we see the 333 of Keeping It Twisted might take over the lead here. She is with a heck of a pit stop. The 333 of Keeping It Twisted able to take over what... Let's see, we're at lap 44. So Twisted is going to take over the lead from the 8 of Moon Bunny here for Douche Motorsports. Again, rookie this season is Keeping It Twisted. So Twisted out to the point here at Charlotte. Let's go through your current top 10 real fast. Your leader is the 333 of Twisted. She is in second place. Is going to be 8 of Moon Bunny. Third is going to be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Fourth will be the 88 of NM. Fifth will be the 710 of Roddy. Sixth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Seventh will be the 799 of Mike Check. Eighth will be the 51 of AJM. Ninth will be the 203 of Signs. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 13 of King of the Aces. The only other person, again, on the lead lap is the 40 of Veteran Chaos. So currently with a 1.6 second lead, your leader is the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So Twisted looking good right now for Douche Motorsports. And I don't know if we can get a good look at that. She's actually, you know, Keeping It Twisted. This is her livery. It's her logos for her Twitch channel. So, you know, twitch.tv/Keeping It Twisted. So there you go. There's her logos. As she rides around this track in the lead of this race. Check in back here as the 88 of NM trying to work down to the inside of the 51 of Fuller, or the 51 of HAM, the 23 of Fuller Than You. I was so close. I was used to them being right next to each other on the track. AJM has fallen back to 8th position after those pit stops. He actually has a copious amount of cars in between himself and the next driver. So Roddy's staying up high here. A good idea for the 710 of Roddy. As if he stays up high, he might be able to make that pass on the 50 or the 88 of NM here. So NM not able to make the pass on the 23 of Fuller Than You. Roddy not able to capitalize on the passing by the 88 of NM. We'll see what they do into 3 and 4. NM back down to the bottom. Roddy looks like he's going to go with him here. He might slide up and try to push him. He's not going to have a good run here. The 88 of NM working down to the inside of that 23. So Fuller he's got a pretty decent car here today. Again, if they were staying middle line off the turn through for any of them trying to go to the outside here. As we got 3 wide battle in the back of the pack. We'll check in on your leader of Keeping It Twisted. She is, again, 1.6 seconds up over the 8 of Moon Bunny right now. Battle on the track really is for the 3rd position between the 23, the 8, and the 710. The 666 of Pistol Pete slowly creeping up right now on the back bumper of the 710 of Roddy. So you can see that Resemble actually still has a pretty decent car underneath him, even though he is that lap down in the 11th position. Oh, he's actually in 12th position. Sorry about that. So he's had a great run today. He's back here racing with his teammate, the 799 of Mike Check for the Drop Bear Racing team. NM trying it again down to the bottom. He's going to push the 23 high. Roddy's going to go with the 23 of Fuller Than You here. So Roddy getting smart. He's sticking with the 23 of Fuller Than You. He's going to try to push Fuller around. Fuller is jumping down to the inside here. We're going to see if Roddy makes it to the outside and sticks it. He does stick it on the outside, and he is going to take that position away from the 88 of NM. So great run by the 710 of Roddy. He is able to get around the 88 of NM as NM was trying to make that pass on the 23 of Fuller Than You. So NM back one spot, back to the 5th position. And it looks like Moon Bunny is slowly chipping away right now at the lead of the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. So I think we will have most likely one more stop here. We got about, I think about, well, no, actually it might be more than that. We're at 10 laps, so another 10 laps to go for Twisted before she makes a stop. Maybe 9 laps to go. So looks like that'll put her at lap 63 or 64. And that should allow her to get to the end of this race. Again, I think that caution really helped out because at this point we were looking at a pit stop on 20, 40, and 60. So either way, that was, well, 80 laps, and they would have been very close at the end of this race to make it to lap 80. But I think with that caution, they were able to make 25 laps in between so I think one stop here for Twisted, and she should make it to the end of this race. So which means that Douche Motorsports and their crews are going to have to really get down to business and get Twisted in and out of the pits when she decides to come in. NM still trying his darndest back here, trying to get into different spots as he was trying to get around that 710 of Roddy, get his place back, but he's unable to do that. Again, he lost that spot to Roddy trying to make a pass on the 23 of Fuller Than You. So NM looks like he's got a pretty decent car right now. He's just not able to make the bottom work. It is just not the way around this track here at Charlotte. And if he can play his cards right here, because if Roddy ducks out to the inside, now he's going to try down to the inside again on the 710 of Roddy. If he could get up just a hair, as Roddy works around the outside of the 23 of Fuller Than You. So Roddy and the Red Wing boots, the Red Wing shoes, sponsored car for Scorer Racing. He's around the 23 of Fuller Than You and actually pulling away at this point. So Twisted down to the inside of the 34 of Super Snake. Again, Super Snake just out there making laps. He's resigned to the 35th position right now. He's going to be 4 laps down. He's basically hoping for an accident at this point and other people go out of the race for him to move up in the standings. But, out here cruising, doing laps, you never know what's going to happen. But as a result of that, having to work around him, Moon Bunny made up an entire second on Twisted and has now caught up to the back bumper of her. So Twisted out here in front of the 8 of Moon Bunny as laps are winding down here. One stop, I think they're at lap number 60 right now. So one stop and we will make it to the end of this race. So Twisted now getting contention by the 8 of Moon Bunny. But again, that top line is the line. But Moon Bunny has a very, very good car here today. And, which honestly shows that even though Twisted started way back in 36th position, she does have a good car. It's just that this field is so close together. Qualifying, for instance, Resemble qualified at a 28.118 and Twisted qualified at a 28.321. So, 0.2 of a second between first and 36. And G3 qualified at 28.7. And actually, Mike Check and Signs both qualified at a 28.322. So they basically tied, and actually Scorer and Twisted tied at a 28.321. So that's an interesting kind of deal right there, as we're still watching the 333 making laps here, as Roddy is now caught up to the 8 of Moon Bunny. Twisted is in. This is going to be her final stop of the day here on lap number 62. We're going to watch her come down as we see some people filing in right now. So Twisted is into her pits for the final stop. Get the overhead view as she is right side tires and left side tires. All the fuel having to go into this car, as Moon Bunny has now led the most laps, by the way. Very close between the top three people, the 300, the 333, and the 8. So Twisted down and away. She's making her way to turn 1. Nobody out in front of her right now, so this could be a great outlap for Twisted as she is out of the pits, back onto the track. So we're going to watch where Moon Bunny comes out of the pits as Twisted is back onto the backstretch here. I think the only thing that might hold her up is that 420 of Queen of Hearts, but I think Queen has given everybody lots of room here as she knows her car is pretty well damaged. So Twisted is going to catch up to the 420 in a very short amount of time here. And Queen of Hearts gives her that room. She is going to make it around the 710 of Roddy. Where is the 8 of Moon Bunny? Moon Bunny might still have been out. Going to watch for her here as Twisted is making laps. So it looks like Moon Bunny and Fuller had stayed out. There is Moon Bunny. There's Fuller. So it looks like your leader after this round of pit stops is most likely going to be the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. It looks like Roddy is going to come out in the second position here. And I think the 329 of Heck of a Duber is a lap down. So we might see a little bit of a change here at the top of these standings. We'll hang out with Twisted as we got 15 laps to go here at Charlotte. So we'll go through your current folks on the lead lap right now. Your leader is the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Second's going to be the 710 of Roddy. Third's going to be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Fourth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Fifth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Sixth will be the 88 of NM. Seventh will be the 799 of Mike Check. Eighth will be the 203 of Signs. Ninth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. 10th will be the 40 of Veteran Chaos. And rounding out the people that are on the lead lap will be the 51 of AJM. So AJM has fallen way back here. Coming into the pits that first time around, he was in top 5. Has fallen all the way back to the 11th position. Last car on the lead lap. He's only 13 seconds back, which I don't know that he's making that up here today, but top 10, another top 10 finish for him is a good deal for him, though. Roddy, who is 7th in the points, is going to be a really good day for him as well, as he is currently running in the second position. That might have, almost could put him to the top of this standings. I don't know. We'll find out when the points come out, but he's also got to stay there. Again, 18 laps for Twisted. She's got to make it the rest of the way as we're checking in on these folks. The 329 and the 3 are both a lap down. So Duber is currently running in the 12th position, with G3 running in the 13th position. Great day, though, for Geek Girl Games. She started actually 39th here today, and she is the second car lap down to the 329 of Heck of a Duber. So she's almost made it as far as she's going to go in this race, but a great day for her being able to make up those positions. And I know that a lot of that was due to that caution, but hey, cautions happen here in the series, and being able to move up, as she had a terrible race last week. I believe she went out in an accident. I believe she actually hit her teammate, the 8 of Moon Bunny, and that's the reason she went out of the race. Speaking of, the 8 of Moon Bunny is still in the third position in front of the 666 of Pistol Pete as they work around the 72 of Duchess. And you can see that 300 of Resemble, who he has a great car. He had a great car early on, just got caught by that accident by the 544 Frederick Winklebaum, who ironically runs in the 25th position as a result after that caution. So not ironically, I guess. Whatever. He's in 25th. So good days for a few of these folks that were stuck mired in the back of the pack, like Signs and a G3, and especially your leader on the track, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted, as she just lap after lap at this point, 8 laps to go for Keeping It Twisted here in the Charlotte 80, race number 2 of the year, and rookie on the season for Douche Motorsports, as she might be able to come out here, get Douche Motorsports their first win of the season. They actually were 4th in the points coming into this race. That's going to be no points for Groovy Green Racing. That's going to be tough break for the 38 of Baseman, single car team and owner. Again, 38 of Baseman. MBR has a couple drivers in the top. Well, they have one driver in the top 10. So just looking through the stats, Score Racing is going to move up a little bit here too, as well, with the 710 of Roddy. One car in the top 10 for Amish Buggy Racing, the 666 of Pistol Pete. So Douche Motorsports actually has 2 drivers, the 333 and the 203. And Aces to Z, though, they've got the 40 of Veteran Chaos, the 13 of King of the Aces, and the 23 of Fuller Than You Today in the top 10 right now. So, forgot that we had the 40 of Veteran Chaos moved over from the now defunct Kager Racing over to not Amish Buggy Racing, Aces to Z Motorsports, as there's an Amish Buggy Racing car right there. The 34 Super Snake going a lap down here to the leader. The 333 of Keeping It Twisted. We'll check back here. We see Roddy kind of just cruising now right to the end of this race with about 4 laps to go. Top 5 remains the same. The 333 of Keeping It Twisted, the 710 of Roddy, the 8 of Moon Bunny, the 666 of Pistol Pete, and the 23 of Fuller Than You. So we're just cruising to the end of this race with your leader, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. I mean, there is always the possibility, as she does now go over and has now led the most laps in the race, and there's always the possibility that she has to pit in the next 3 laps. So, not sure. She went about 18 or 19 laps the last time around, and she had 18 laps to go here before the end of the race. And so we're going to see if Twisted, who, again, I can't say enough about, I know the caution happened, but her getting into the pits and getting out of the pits in that second pit stop was an amazing pit stop. She was able to get in, get out, and actually come out almost 2 seconds in front of the 8 of Moon Bunny. So, which kind of just says that once you get out there, if you can come into the pits by yourself and get a good run out of the pits, which I think is what Twist was able to do. As we're going to get the white flag here, we got about 1.5 laps to go for Twisted, as she's about to get her first win on the season, assuming she doesn't pit here. Coming down, white flag is out, 1 lap to go for your leader, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted for Douche Motorsports. In her rookie season, her rookie drive here in the More Freedom Series, she has 3/4 of a lap to go. She has got 2.1 seconds up over the 710 of Roddy, who's going to probably finish second here today. Down into turn 3 and 4 for the final time is Keeping It Twisted. She's going to come off of 4. She's not going to go to the pits. She is going to win it here today for the Charlotte 80. awesome run. Can't say enough about the 333 today. Great run for keeping it twisted. She did Douche Motorsports in the pits today is what won her this race. Listen, she drove a heck of a race, but that time they got her into the pits and out of the pits, that pit crew just had an amazing job. But so let's go through your finishing top 10. Again, your winner in her rookie season. Second race, the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. Second's going to be the 710 Arati. Third will be the 8 of Moon Bunny. Fourth will be the 666 of Pistol Pete. Fifth will be the 799 of Mike Check. Sixth will be the 23 of Fuller Than You. Seventh will be the 88 of NM. Eighth will be the 203 of Signs. Ninth will be the 13 of King of the Aces. And rounding out your top 10 will be the 40 of Veteran Chaos. Wow, great race here today. That one caution just bit half the field. Actually, about 3/4 of the field. 2/3 of the field, something like that. Bit them, but hey, Twisted made the best of it. Able to come in, get into the pits, get out, wins this race. Next week, we go to the paperclip for the Martinsville 100. So that's going to be an interesting race with all 40 of these drivers on the track. So we'll see how that goes. Let's check in on your current points. Seeing who's leading the series right now after 2 races. And, 34 points paying races to go. Let's check in on your team and chassis standings. Again, they are vying for the top spot after MBR has won it 4 years in a row. So, see who's leading that. And again, congratulations to the 333 of Keeping It Twisted. She is your winner here today for the Charlotte 80 rookie season. Heck of a run, heck of a job in the pits, getting in and getting out of the pits. And great job by Douche Motorsports on those pit stops to get her in and out in almost a record time. Until next week at Martinsville, take care.